The 21-foot rule. Is it complete bullshit? Is it nonsense? Is it actually real? Keep watching to find out. If you have never heard about the 21-foot rule, it was found somewhere in 70s, and it basically says that you need 21 foot so you have enough time to draw and shoot a guy who's running at you with a knife. So how to avoid the 21-foot rule? Well, basically it will always depend on the element of surprise. If we are talking about 21 foot, it actually makes sense when you are surprised and you froze for a little bit and the attacker was already running. Then the 21-foot rule makes sense. But if we are talking about I anticipated it at least a little bit, there's plenty of time for you in the 21-foot rule, as we tried, that you will shoot him before he gets to you. How do you avoid this is basically when it comes to training, because you will need to train quick drawing, quick reaction, not being afraid of the weapon, and all of this is being trained at best in the model situation, because they will prepare you the best for the reaction time and for the quick drawing, and then of course during the technique. Around the 4-meter mark the situation changes a little bit, because now when we are talking about the around 4 meters, so around the 4 meters mark, it's when you basically need to start moving. You need to either take the steps backwards or to the side to gain those initial space or reach that you lost. If we are talking about below 4 meters up to 2 meters, now it no longer makes sense to just take a step back, because for me realistically it's 4 meters, but it's like 1 second of movement, very quick. So if you're just going to try and do a step back, I'm already too close and I am stabbing already. So just taking a step back is not an option. What you need to do is lay down and start kicking. When it comes to actually laying down and kicking, what you need to focus on is not kicking very down, but more like to my belly or my chest or even my head. That will prevent me from actually falling on top of you and stabbing you. So when it comes to that kicking, if you are going to be kicking down, it will basically make the attacker fall over and stab you. The best story for them all is when a student of Peter, he was basically an instructor in Israel for Special Forces, and he said a story about his instructor actually teaching this technique. But the sad thing here is that he actually died for this technique, because he was kicking very down, and when he was kicking the attacker, he just fell over and was able to stab him. When we are moving even closer to under 2 meters, now it no longer makes sense to actually bend and fall down, because it's such a short period of time or space that when you start falling, it's when I get my first step. So I'm actually going to meet you somewhere in the middle when you are falling, and there's a big chance I'll get you somewhere to the chest, neck, or even face. So now under 2 meters, falling down is definitely not an option. So what is the solution then? Well, in SORUDO we will tell you to take the initiative, but there's a big difference between the right one and the wrong ones. What you see very often is people trying to wrestle with the knife and trying to actually hold the knife, which is absolute nonsense, because I will just turn my wrist and just cut you many times. If you ever tried in training, if the partner actually wants to stab you, to hold the knife is absolutely almost impossible. Even if we are talking about staying in one place and hitting me and blocking, now you hit the first one, but still you are standing in the path of the knife, and I'm not just going to stab once, I will continue. And because you are standing in one place, you haven't moved anywhere, and I'm still going to continue stabbing. So even in this case, you will block the first one, but the other ones are coming towards you. So the correct solution would be hitting me, but actually going away from the path of the knife. If we are talking about 2 meters length, somewhere like 2 arms length, now you will need to hit me, create the distance, and now you have the time for getting to your gun and shooting me, because you created the space that you didn't have before. This is a very great one, because it works even if we are a lot closer, so we are talking about like 1 arm length, still I get here and you can create the space and getting to the weapon. And even better, because there's different angles, if we are talking about somewhere I'm on the side and now I start stabbing, it again created the space. If we are talking about like from the back situation, which is like a very bad one, even here, if you react the right, you'll get stabbed a couple times, but still you are able to create the initial distance. So even from like very bad position, from the back, I didn't even saw him coming, you can create the space for your gun. The difference between fighting like this and just falling down and kicking is actually a big difference between I am just a like that doesn't have much time for training. This is better than just standing there and getting stabbed to the neck. So I will just fall down, get stabbed into the legs, but it's better than the first one. But if we are talking about like you are a fighter or some special forces guy, now no longer it makes sense to just fall down and get your leg stabbed, because you can fight. So that's why you need to create the initial space and actually fight after it. Because if you are just going to fall down, always the stabbing to the legs or the group, someone will come and kick you to the head. You have to count with those things. So for likes, better than nothing, of course, and you don't need that much time for training. This requires more training, but for real warriors and fighters. The best part of this is going to be training, because it will give you the exact feedback Have I got the time for drawing? Don't I have the time? Am I too close? What am I doing wrong? So try to take something like an airsoft gun, paintball gun, and play with the distance. Start from very far and then close it down to shorter and shorter ones. You will find out that just always drawing the weapon is just not the best idea, and you will have to fight differently. So go and train it, because it will give you a very good feedback of when you can draw the gun. And the best way to do it is going to be mixing the both worlds, mixing the worlds of fighters and mixing the worlds of shooters. You need to combine them. The fighting in the gym will give you the movement and the distance management, so I know when should I draw, when it's just not the time for it. And the world of shooters will give you the feedback of how to shoot, how to draw, how to work in the whole situation. But you cannot just do one or the other. You need to do them both so you can be prepared for reality, because many times what happens is that people die because they don't know how to judge the distance, because they never trained it, and that's the biggest problem. So mix the both worlds and try and start training it. So definitely leave us a comment, like this video if you did enjoy, and share with as many people as you can so they know how to train correctly with the pistol. Subscribe to see even more tips and videos like this, and we are looking forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.